Bop, 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 bop. Geeks are back, baby. UFC fight night. Austin, Calvin Kattar versus Josh Emmett. It's going down at the Moody Center. Let's get into it. We're starting with the prelims, working our way from the bottom to the top. We got some bangers, and I got some really confident plays today. And this week, we're getting after it. Let's go from the bottom to the top. First fight. All right, first fight of the night. We got Phil Hawes coming out against Darren Wynn. This is going to be I think it's going to be a murder. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Phil Hawes, he's got the ability to get starched. I mean, people want to say, oh, he's got a glass chin, yada, yada, yada. Darren Wynn, he's not that guy. I don't think that Phil Hawes is going to come out and give him that respect. And I think that Darren Wynn's only way to win is to just really wrestle his ass off for 15 minutes. Phil Hawes is one of the strongest guys in the division. His nickname is Megatron. All right. This guy's coming out and he's going to spark this man. The last time he came out against a guy who's a primary wrestler was Malkoon. And yeah, we did just see this week Malkoon and Brandon Allen get into, more of a scuffle than I thought for sure. But Darren Wynn, 6 inches. This is the height advantage Phil Hawes on him, 6 inches. I mean, 7.5 reach advantage. Darren Wynn's best wins are to 12-4 Eric Spicely and a 9-3 Antonio Arroyo. I mean, I'm taking Phil Hawes inside the distance plus 135. I think it's a lock, man. Round 1. Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah, Darren Wynn, he always does pass the expectations that I have for him, but the expectations are never super high. He's a very short guy for that middleweight division, and he's running into a good wrestler in this one. Phil Hawes has the ability to stuff the takedowns. He has the hands on the feet, and I think it's just a matter of time before Phil Hawes puts him out in there. Darren Wynn, for his frame, he really should be welterweight or below if he was taking his career that seriously, but he's not losing the weight. He's staying at 185, and I mean, that's tough for anyone when you're giving up that much height and reach in there. So I think Phil Hawes is the better mixed martial artist. Maybe Darren Wynn does surprise and get a takedown early, but I think that's all he's going to have. And like I said, it's just a matter of time before Phil Hawes gets it done. So that's what I'm going with. I'm picking Phil Hawes in this one.
Let's go. Dano, what you got?
Yeah, I got Hawes with really good wrestler with good athleticism and crazy power. And he's looking better in each fight out. Even though he got knocked out by Chris Curtis last fight, he was winning striking exchanges. I think the final numbers were 49 strikes to 22. And he's also got 100% takedown with the 7-inch reach advantage. I think even though Darren Wynn's probably going to be shooting for takedowns all fight, in his last fight, he got 12 takedowns, which is pretty nuts. And then in the fight before that, he got 6. But since he's getting so many takedowns, it means the guys are getting back up. So I feel like Hawes is going to be able to get back up and do damage on the feet. And if he's shooting a lot, Hawes might be liable for a knockout via kicks, via knees, maybe an uppercut. I just think the athleticism of Hawes, when it's on the feet, and even though he is a good wrestler, he'll be able to get up and switch positions and whatnot. I like what you're saying. I got Hawes TKO.
Yeah, 100%. Let's move into the next boot. I mean, even though I think that Phil Hawes minus 265 is still valuable, yeah, I still do. I think that line's going to get pumped as this week goes on. Let's get into the next boot. We got Kyle Daukaus, 11-2, stepping in against Roman Dolidze, Mr. Steal Your Girl, 9-1. This guy, I mean, I can't trust him, man. He comes into the octagon with his head not in the right spot. His last time out, he came out and had that super weird performance against Staropoli, where he claimed that it was some kind of family event and he promised his mom he wouldn't come with bruises or something. I don't buy it and I don't like it. He wrestled so conservatively the entire fight. I mean, it was effective and he won the fight, but I mean, Kyle Daukaus is not going to get, just position wrestled against the fence and dolled around like he did Staropoli trying to move up divisions. Daukaus looked good against Holland. His last win, he got that Darce choke round 1 against Pickett, and Pickett, was showing little glimpses of stuff. So I think that Kyle Daukaus is too much for Delize. I think that the line's a little steep, but I think Daukaus still gets this done. I don't think Delize's mind's in the right spot. I think that his knockout on the Contender Series was kind of fluky, and decision win over a guy that people say shouldn't be in that division. So I like Daukaus in this matchup. Let's go Dano off rip first.
I like how you said the Contender Series knockout was a little fluky because Delize is a world champion grappler, but he's kind of fallen in love with just standing on the feet, and he's not the best on the feet. So it can open some holes for him. On the other hand, I got Daukaus as like a pretty good boxer and pretty good on the feet, but he just doesn't like it. He likes going to the ground. He likes getting submissions. He's got 9 submission wins in his career, 0 TKOs. I believe that this fight will go later in the rounds. Delize does have a cardio issue, so if the fight goes longer and longer, I could definitely see him sneaking out a submission on the ground. I like that pick. Late sub decision with Daukaus. Chalk it in.
Yeah, it wasn't a Contender Series bout. My bad. It was just his debut. But same thing. Like it didn't even look like it was like meant to be a knee to the head. It was meant to be like a leg kick and the knee just connected. It was weird. Goosey, what do you got?
So I am picking Kyle Daukaus. I want to go back to what you said about Delize saying he didn't come ready to scrap last time because he promised his mom he didn't want bruises on his face. That's a guy that has no dog in him. You show up to your job, you got to be ready to go. Delize was trying to take the easy way out in that fight and just wet blanket him on top. And then out of the cage stuff, JP Bays, I think he lost a little toxicity in his life, and Roman Delize picked it right up. This training camp couldn't have been as smooth. I'm not throwing any shots, but Cheyenne Vliesmas doesn't seem like a girl that is easy to be around. A lot of baggage there, to be honest. But I'm picking Daukaus in this one. I think Delize has the cardio issue. They're both going to go out, try and grapple early, and that's going to lead to Delize being very tired late. Daukaus by decision is most likely, but I'm going to pull the Salt Bay out and sprinkle that round 3 a little bit, So give me Daukaus in this one.
I love the round 3 in this fight, bro. Delize is definitely the guy I could see quitting. Like, I could easily see him quitting. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move into the next one. This one's going to be a quick breakdown for me. We got Cody Stamann, 19-5-1, coming out against Eddie Wineland, 24-15-1. Eddie Wineland been around the game for a while, but in his last 2 outings, he was clean wiped in round 1 time by Jonathan Castaneda last time out. And how could we forget the Sugar Sean knockout? And, as a Sugar Sean doubter, I mean, he doesn't have the heaviest hands, so not the best look for Eddie Wineland coming into this matchup, though. Cody Stamann is more of a grappler wrestler style. He wants to get you on the mat, just kind of dominate you, position wrestle you. He can do stand-up. He's gotten in trouble trying to do too much stand-up. This is a fight for Cody. I mean, he's on a skid. Eddie's on his way out. Cody needs a W. It's pretty simple. Cody's a good guy. He's on a skid right now. I think it's 3 fights in a row. They're really giving him a layup here. He's minus 550. I don't think I'm going to touch this fight. I'll just watch it, but this is clear as day what they're trying to do here, if you're asking me. Dano, what do you got?
Yeah, the line's a little bit nutty for me, but like you said, Eddie Wineland's been around for a while. I think he's right around 20 years since he debuted, but that also means 20 years of damage. And we've seen in his last fight, kind of been slowing down. He's pretty much good in a lot of aspects of the game, but he's not really excelling in any. And then Stamann was a very good college wrestler, started boxing young. He doesn't really have the power to put people out or like the submission threat, but he wears people out. He's always in your face, taking people down over and over. So I feel like Wineland's experience will be able to last him, but it'll go to decision. I'm gonna go with Stamen on this one.
100p. Goosey, what you got?
Dude, I almost got on here and said I was picking Eddie Wineland because he can stuff takedowns. He's got the 86% wrestling or takedown defense. And on the feet, he's probably is a little bit cleaner of a striker. He really, like, you could get into a time machine, go back to the 1920s, and you would see a dude that looks like him fighting. He's got the barbershop quartet mustache. He rolls the hands while he's coming forward, but the chin's not there anymore. And breaking down the film, Eddie Wineland's going to be winning this fight till he's not. And he does have some value there, but he's probably going to be getting waken up at the end of this fight. So I'm going to pick Cody Stamen to hit that one-hitter quitter on him and get back into it a little bit, because coming off 3 L's, he's a guy that the UFC can market, and this is a matchup that the UFC is trying to get him some name value, get him a knockout in there, and I think that's what he's going to go do.
100p. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, let's move into the next boot. The next boot's a banger. We got Danny Chavez coming out against Ricardo Ramos. All right, they got Danny Chavez pinned as a plus 250 dog and Ricardo Ramos as a minus 325 favorite. All right, that is that's a nifty line right there. I mean, these guys both come to scrap, and that's something that we can all just come together and agree on as a unit. Danny Chavez got those leg kicks everyone knows about. Those things rain hell. Ramos, very crafty. I mean, I like this guy all the way around. I think he's stand-ups really coming around, and of course his jiu-jitsu's great. The only thing that worries me is his like offensive wrestling. He is super like unique and crafty with like his shots, so I would not be surprised if Danny Chavez has to eat some crazy blows on some exchanges. But I like Danny Chavez in this matchup at plus 250 to really make this a scrap. Ricardo Ramos, not the biggest threat to me when it comes to like an early round finish. And Danny Chavez is going to be chewing those legs. He's going to be coming in and out. He's going to have the stamina. He's the older guy. He doesn't have time to lose. He's been training hard. I like Danny Chavez coming out of MMA Masters, making a statement at plus 250. This is the first underdog I think we're going to see win on this card, and I think it's going to be a Danny Chavez decision. What do you got, Goosey?
I do agree that the value is on Chavez in this one, but I think Ricardo Ramos is going to get the win. Chavez is doing his best work when he can get takedowns and really establish himself on the mat, and I think Ramos is going to be able to nullify that ground game. He has a very good ground game in his own right. He's got the jiu-jitsu background, and I think it's kind of going to cancel out. They're going to be on the feet a lot, and Ricardo Ramos is developing his striking a lot. You look at his record, he has some really good wins. He beat Mr. Perfect. You know, we saw him get the split decision dub and look good Saturday in Singapore. Kang, and I just see Ramos being the guy that's going to be getting better in between fights. He's 26. Chavez is mid-30s. I think the jumps that Ramos is making fight to fight is going to be more than the jumps that Chavez is making. So I expect Ricardo Ramos to come out, look as good as we've ever seen him, and get a win in there. So that's what I'm going with.
Let's go, Dano.
Yeah, I like Chavez as a fighter, and I think he's super durable. It's hard to put away. I don't think he's been put away. I might be wrong, but I think he's good on the feet, and like you said, he's really good on the ground. But what sticks out to me about Ramos is he's like his fight IQ is really, really high, and I say that because in his last fight against a grappler, he defended 5 out of 7 takedowns, only gave up 1 minute on the mat. In the fight before that, he faced a striker and had 8 of his own takedowns and racked up around 3.5 minutes of control time. So he reads the fight well, reads the fighter. He's fighting well. Wherever the fight goes, he can handle it. I like him on the feet more than I like him on the ground, but if it goes to the ground, I'm confident in him. I wish the line was a little bit closer, but I'm gonna put my trust in Ramos to just have the fight IQ and improve his skills throughout the fight.
All right, there it is. We're gonna move into the next boot. We got Gloria DePaula coming out against Maria Oliveira. Gloria DePaula is 6-4. Oliveira is 12-5. They have got Oliveira pinned at a plus 200 underdog and DePaula at minus 265 favorite. Off rip, not a super confident pick for me, but I like plus 200 from Oliveira. I think that what she's shown is, not bad. And in a fight in Austin where it's going to get loud, it's going to be rowdy. I like Maria Oliveira to make this a competitive bout, and I'll cash a plus 200 ticket because why not, man? It's going to be a girl scrap that goes back and forth, and she's not any quitter. So give me Maria Oliveira. Let's go Goosey off rip.
Yeah, ever so slightly, I'm picking Gloria DePaula in this one just because she does have the UFC experience. She's had more fights in the UFC, less fights overall, though. But in those UFC fights, we've really seen her growing and improving fight to fight because I never thought I would have picked her to win a UFC fight after her first fight in the UFC, and here I am. She's been making strides. She had a really good showing last time against Diana Belbita, and I think that her ground game is going to be the difference. She's going to be able to at least have the threat of the takedown, which is going to make her stand up even better. And I think she's just going to overwhelm Oliveira and get the decision win. So I'm going to go Gloria DePaula by decision in this one.
All right, Dano, what do you got?
I like the underdog in this one. This will be my first underdog pick of the card. I got Gloria DePaula at 2-2 in the UFC. Not a whole lot going there. When I look at Maria Oliveira, I see a bigger, younger, and a better record. I think, we've seen in these girl fights that power and damage counts for a lot more than volume. So I think Oliveira is going to be able to put some pressure on her. And as an underdog, got to go with Oliveira.
100%. Let's move into the next bout. We have got another female boot. We got Jasmine Jasudavicius coming out against Natalia Silva. They have got Jasmine at minus 250 and Natalia at plus 200. And I feel like these lines are very accurate. I think that Jasmine's a better fighter in this matchup. I've seen her train. She's a beast. I mean, I think that she is a serious contender that is just going to slowly make her way up. This is just going to be a stepping stone for her. I don't see a quick spark finish, but I do see Jasmine getting a finish at some point in this fight. It might be quick. It might be in the third round. Just depends how much Natalia Silva comes out. But I think Jasmine, she comes out and really puts the work on her in this matchup. I think Jasmine is a lock, a parlay piece, and a serious prospect to keep our eyes on going forward. Goose, what do you got?
No, I'm right there with you. I like Jasmine Jasudavicius a lot in this one. She's very athletic for the women's MMA game. You can see that athleticism in the octagon. She really mixes up her strikes and takedowns well. Her wrestling is very good, and she's got that dog in her. She loves to go in there and scrap. She gets on the mic after. She's for the boys. She's entertaining. And I think the UFC's got something really good here, and she's going to keep climbing the ranks. Natalia Silva, she is a good fighter, and there is a spot for her in the UFC. She's going to get wins, but I don't think it's going to be this week. I don't see her beating Jasmine Jasudavicius, so I'm going with Jasmine in this one. That's my pick.
Let's go, Dano.
Yeah, you guys all said what I was thinking. I'm going to ride with Jasmine as well. One thing about her is I hope that after this fight, after she gets the dub, I'm hoping she's calling out someone in the lower rankings, someone right outside the rankings. She deserves the respect, and let's get the prospect moving.
Yeah, 100%. Let's move into the next boot. This is going to be a scrap and a half. This is a huge shout out. We got Jeremiah Wells, 10-2-1, coming out against Court McGee, 21-10, the vet. Let's go. I am wearing this cap right now, courtesy of the boy, Jeremiah Wells, signed right here, shipped because of a meme contest that we won, and he was courteous enough to ship us out and announce us as the winners. So Jeremiah Wells, thank you very much. Shout out you. You're a beast. And I got you in this fight, man. I think that you are going to smoke the legend. The legend is coming out. He's looking for his 10th straight decision in a row. This guy is off of 9 decisions. And on the other hand, we got Jeremiah Wells looking for his 5th straight finish in this fight. Jeremiah Wells, you know, this guy has had 6 canceled bouts since 2020. Nobody wants anything to do with him. He comes out, smokes Blood Diamond. He does the thing where he sprints around the octagon. I mean, this guy's a menace. He's been training at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Philadelphia. His ground game's insane. I don't think that Court McGee comes out and out wrestles or out jiu-jitsus him in any kind of way. This guy's a physical specimen to the max. I think that Jeremiah Wells is live for a really early finish in this fight. I'm going to take Jeremiah Wells inside the distance. I do not think Court McGee can hang. I think that this guy is another tier of athlete and beast mode in the octagon. And I think that Court McGee was just the only guy that was that had the nuts to sign the line for this guy. So Jeremiah Wells at even money, I am sledgehammering that guy. He also gave me this jacket. He's a stallion. Let's go, Jeremiah Wells. Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah, early on, it's hard to pick against Court McGee on his run right now just because he is very durable and he has cardio to match. He's getting older though, and I'm seeing a lot of money come in on him to the point that he has now shifted from underdog to favorite, and Jeremiah Wells at plus money really looks good in this matchup because you break down the tape. Court McGee, the defensive striking is not there. He really does block punches with his face and keep walking forward most times. Since he's been on this run, he hasn't really faced a big power puncher. And, I mean, the human brain can only take so much, only so much force until it shuts off automatically. And Jeremiah Wells is bringing that force. So I think at some point he's going to be able to do it. And even if he doesn't, he's been in the cage for 5 rounds. He's won decisions in 5-round fights. So he does have the cardio. I think skill-wise, he's the better fighter. So I'm going to pick Jeremiah Wells to get it done in this one.
Let's go. Dano.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I like Wells in this one. The only thing that scares me about Court McGee is in his last 2 fights, he's had 8 takedowns with 19 minutes of control time. However, a lot of people forget that Jeremiah Wells is a BJJ black belt, and I think he's really good on the ground, and he's like you said, big power puncher. 2-0 in the UFC with 2 finishes. I think that as the fight goes on, I don't think it'll end quick. I think that it'll go on, and then Court McGee's going to gas out, and I could see ground and pound from Jeremiah Wells. He's just too much for McGee to wet blanket him. Too strong, too explosive, especially underdog money. Let's ride Wells.
100%. Now let's move into the featured boot of the prelims. It is Adrian Yanez against Tony Kelly. I'm going to stun the internet right now, and I'm taking Tony Kelly. I mean, this guy's coming off of racist slur remarks that people are pointing at him. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what he is or whatever. It's just what people are saying. I think that this is a matchup that he feels pinned. He feels like this is like them coming at him. He's got a lot of vengeance. This guy's got dogged for days. He's 8-2. He's live late in fights. I think Adrian Yanez is one to fade. They both have taken down the boy Randy. That happened. They both took his soul. So Yanez is dangerous striker. He's a pinpoint accuracy kind of guy. It's definitely going to be a scary night for Tony Kelly. I could see him getting rocked multiple times in this fight, but I could also see him bouncing back and just raining hell late in this fight at plus 260. He's going to be fighting just with a lot in his tank. Like he's just going to have a lot of emotional things going on. He's already a massive guy at this division. He's going to be bigger than Yanez. He's going to have the reach. He's going to have a couple inches height. I think that Tony Kelly sparks him late. Tony Kelly, round 3. That's my pick. Dano, what do you got?
So officially, I'm gonna wait till the scales to really make my pick. But I like Adrian Yanez in this situation. I just think he's a big dog, but he's a slow starter. So I can definitely see Tony Kelly getting the upper hand on him early on. Like you said, both went out against Costa, put him out. But Costa was lighting up Yanez for the first round or so before Yanez bounced back. So as long as he starts early, I think Yanez is in a good spot. A big red flag for me about Tony Kelly is he's a brawler that sometimes goes with his hands down and throws leg kicks coming in. So he could get countered. But he's a very big threat off his back. He's been taken down 10 times in the UFC, so there's another red flag for me. I don't think the fight will go there per se. I think it'll be a stand and bang fight, and I'm just putting my trust in Yanez for right now. But I could see the scales. If I see the scales when they weigh in and Yanez looks a little drained, I'm liking Kelly. But for right now, I'm going to go Yanez.
Yeah, I mean, in a card in Austin, you know it's going to be nonsense. I mean, only 5% of Tapology voters are taking Tony Kelly. This is the fight, I think, that just fucks up everybody's parlays. Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah, this is another one where I'm saying the value is on Tony Kelly in this one. I think he's definitely underrated in his ability. You know, you look at his record, he 8-2, and those 2 losses are against very good opponents. I'm gonna pick Yanez though, just because I think he has more skills. You mentioned the Tony Kelly situation outside of the ring. Yanez also had his comments about that, and I think they're going in with a little animosity towards each other. So Yanez and Kelly are going to go in there, look to dog it out, and I think Yanez is going to do enough to win the first 2 rounds and survive the last one, because he doesn't have bad cardio, but it's not the kind of cardio that he's really going to be able to take all the way through 3 rounds. And I think Kelly's going to load up and try and really, really go off in that 3rd round. That being said, Kai Kamaka really gave Tony Kelly problems, and I see Adrian Yanez being similar, a little bit cleaner, better, or more skilled, less power. So I think Yanez is going to be able to do it, but it's definitely a lot closer than the lines are saying right now.
100P, those are the picks. Catch us in the next vid for the main card scoop. Let's get after it. Geeks are out, baby. Those are the locks of the week.